driving into the hoop with authority and force.
And I think another key will be, can they continue to knock down that mid-range shot? They've been very good here early.
And now let's check out the lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Here's the second quarter of play. So on the floor for Cleveland, they've got Jones. LeBron James is out there with Kevin Love. Then it's Kyrie Irving, and it's Smith in it, the two guards. And J.R. Smith picks up the foul. That is his first foul of the game. Timeout is called, first of the game for the Cavaliers. How about a look now at the top rebounding small forwards in the NBA during the past month? LeBron James, #1.
You know, there are plenty of above-average rebounders at his position, but he is way above average.
And he utilizes his speed and hustle to beat some of the bigger guys to the spots in the paint, and he's able to corral those rebounds as a result.
Here's Larkin, covered by Irving, and it's out of bounds to New York. They'll retain possession.
Now we get a chance to check out LeBron James. What a string of games he's put together here lately. I mean, he's in high gear. Check out the stats. First in scoring, third in assists, and he's been a real force near the hoop, using that anticipation and strength to work his way into the top 5 in the league in rebounding.
And Steve, we really can't gloss over his ranking as the top scorer in the NBA. I mean, he's the one guy you don't want to see coming out of the opposing locker room.
Just 5 on the clock. And Hardaway gets it to go. Carmelo Anthony, one of the league's elite scorers, no doubt.
No question about it, Kevin. I mean, really versatile as a threat. He can back you down because he's strong. He's a lot stronger than people realize. He can bump and grind with the best of them, and he can face you up. He's got the quick release. He can pull up off the dribble. He can catch and shoot. He can post. He can get to the offensive glass. I think he's become a much more consistent threat from long range as well, so that's why he's got a career scoring average of around 25 a game.
Sean Marion, he's checked in for the Cavaliers. Schubert comes in for Jones.
Boy, I tell you what, he loves getting looks like that from the three-point line. No one near him. That's a warm-up jumper for him.
Here's Anthony, and he converts the layup. Anthony's got 13.
Well, you look at Carmelo Anthony, his quick release. Defenders have to play him close, but then he has the quickness and the strength, along with the ball handling, to get by his man and get right to the rim. No question, he's really difficult to cover.
New York leading by 12. Calderon passes to Bargnani. The shot's good on the assist by Calderon. Bargnani's got his second bucket of the game to go.
And that bucket adds to what's been a big differential in points in the paint between these two teams.
Defensively, the intensity just hasn't been there. They've got to pick up the pace. And the question for Carmelo Anthony is a hard one to answer. When will he win that first title? He might not. There's no guarantees that just because you're a great player that you're going to win an NBA title. He was the third pick in 2003. He is the only player among those top 5 picks yet to win a ring. I'm sure it's a motivating factor, but it takes more than motivation to win one of those rings.
Well, Clark, a clear lane to the basket and the emphatic jam.
And that is outstanding attacking basketball.
Well, he had no choice but to take that one to the bucket.
Smith, left side. As the playoffs near, let's take a look at the Eastern Conference standings. Taking a look at New York. And checking out New York. Tied right now.
Well, J.R. Smith, a guy who can take your breath away with his talent one moment and then exasperate you the next. Unbelievable talent, but he can be erratic offensively, especially with his shot selection.
And New York making a change here. Early's checked in. And J.R. Smith closing in on 30 years of age. He's been fined almost $1 million over the course of his NBA career.
And, you know, playing in China, he was fined over $1 million in a single season. How do you do that? One night he ordered $3,000 worth of room service on the team dime just to see if they keep coming. Come on, Kevin. I mean, what is this guy thinking about here?
Why didn't you call us? We can beat some of that food. Let's go to our sideline reporter, Doris Burke. Doris, what do you have?
Well, Kevin, Derek Fisher went straight from playing to being a head coach. Pretty rare, but to hear his former teammates on the Thunder, he's got what it takes to be successful. Nick Collison called him the only guy I've played with who can address the team as a leader. And Kevin Durant said he's a great motivator who commands respect. Kevin, a pretty good way to start.
Ringing endorsements from two great leaders in their own right. Thanks, Doris. Pulls it up. Once again off the mark by Cleveland.
You know, he just hasn't looked right to me. A bit out of sorts, if you will. Something's off with his mechanics, at least as I look at it.
Over to the left wing. Anthony against Smith. It's Anthony with the drive. That's good. Anthony's got 6 in the quarter.
And their interior defense getting exposed once again. How many open looks at the rim are they going to allow?
Here's LeBron. Yes, and it's Irving picking up the assist. 6 points for LeBron.
Man, a pleasure to watch him work at that end of the floor.
And here's Anthony for 3. They get it again. Hardaway kicks to Anthony. Second shot opportunity. Shumpert with some nice D. The Cavaliers trail by 13. Nice shot by Smith.
It took him a little while to get into the flow of this game, but now he's definitely found his stride and rhythm.
New York's gone 0-3 from beyond the arc to start the second quarter. Irving against Calderon. It'll count. No good on that last second attempt there. And the first half is now in the books. The second half just about to get going here. Carmelo Anthony really has his fingerprints all over this one.
And what was most impressive was that his decision-making and shot-taking was very disciplined and efficient. Really an excellent half.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Whether it's been from mid-range or in tight, he is taking only what the defense has given him, and he's not trying to do too much. I love the flow and rhythm he's playing with here.
Anthony out there with Tim Hardaway Jr. Then it's Bargnani. Then there's Calderon, and it's early in the shooting guard position. So that's who's on the floor for the Knicks. Step back and squared up. And it's 8 points for LeBron. Clark, if you were trying to craft in your imagination the ideal flawless basketball player, you'd have a hard time doing much better than LeBron James.
The 21st century version of the best video game player ever, and also happens to be the best real game player ever, too. I mean, one of them anyway. That's why Eric Spoelstra, the coach, called him 1 through 5, and that's a perfect way to describe LeBron James.
And Anthony gets double-teamed. Pass to Hardaway. That one falls, coming off Anthony's feet. Anthony's got 3 assists in the game. Irving kicks to Shumpert. Fires the 3. Rebounded by Hardaway.
That's something they need to do more of. Get after it on the glass. Go get those balls.
Any extra possessions that you can get, either through steals or rebounds, are so critical in this game.
And a wide open look for James. Bangs home the trifecta. James has got 7 points here in this quarter.
Seems like guarding him on the perimeter is not a priority for this defense, but it will become one if he continues to knock them down.
And they double him up with LeBron. James right side. Right side Shumpert. Outside Irving. From the wing. That one's in there. The Knicks lead is cut to just 7 points in the basket from LeBron.
His shooting has been so good today. He may have to take it upon himself to try to get his club out of this hole.
And let's now go to the sideline. We'll catch up here with Doris Burke. Doris?
Well, guys, as we all know, LeBron James is now back in Cleveland, but he thinks his time in Miami will serve him well. As he said, Miami for me has been like college for other kids. I became a better player and a better man. I learned from a franchise that had been where I wanted to go. Kevin?
He knows what it takes to win it all, Doris. Now he's trying to do it back home in Ohio. Thanks. And the Knicks decide to take their first time out here.
You know, he understandably doesn't like what's going on out there, and that's why he wants to talk things over during this timeout.
I think this is a good time to call a timeout. They just need to hit pause for a second and then reset as well.
Jason Smith, he's checked in for New York. A switch here also for Cleveland. J.R. Smith's checked in for Shumpert.
New York Knicks were ranked as the NBA's most valuable franchise recently, and with team value skyrocketing, the Knicks came in at around $1.5 billion. That's a B, billion.
Here's LeBron. And that one comes up a bit short. Calderon dishes to Bargnani. LeBron with some nice D.
Hey, the defense was right there, just waiting, doing a nice job of anticipating that play.
Steve, every team needs tough interior defense to be successful.
And, of course, for the Knicks, a huge part of their value comes from playing in the Big Apple.
Yeah, I agree with that, Kevin. The business and media capital of the United States, you know, they go out of their way to attract the big stars to the games. Courtside seats for the top names. That helps give the Knicks an allure, kind of a glamour that a lot of franchises don't have.
New York calls timeout. And as we get a break here, important for the teams to go over their own strategy, and for the players, this is where you have a chance to get rehydrated with Gatorade. So put out your best effort as the game wears on, guys.
You know, it's amazing when you're playing during a season, if you go through a stretch where you don't hydrate, it can have a major physical toll on you. Your body wears down quicker, you don't recover as fast, and that can really take its toll over the course of an 82-game season.
Quincy Ace's checked in for Smith. Well, here's a group now that knows how to orchestrate from the wing. The top passing small forwards in the NBA during the past 10 games. LeBron James, #1.
He sees the whole court extremely well, and from the wing, it's that vision that enables him to penetrate and find the open man, even in a very crowded area.
The drive, draw, and dish, I call that the 3D element, is his bread and butter. I mean, a lot of young small forwards out there can learn a thing or two from watching this guy do his work.
And again, it's Cleveland.
He has been fantastic this quarter, guys. It's just the kind of effort they need if they're going to continue to trim the lead.
Here's Anthony. Cavaliers with the rebound. Mozgov's got his 3rd rebound on the night.
And it seems like nothing is falling for him this quarter. He's really out of his rhythm.
Here's James. And again, it's Cleveland. The Knicks have gone a somewhat subpar 4 of 10 on their shots in the second half so far. Bargnani passes to Anthony. Some nice passing by New York here. Corner shot. Anthony missing again.
And it is very dangerous to leave him open like that. Lucky break for the defense that he missed it.
Smith kicks to Irving. Just 5 on the clock. Back to Smith for the lead. Offensive rebound. Second shot opportunity. It's a tie game in New York. And coming up as soon as we return from break, the 4th. The Cavaliers shooting has been terrific, 54% on the game. And Cleveland looking at who they've got to start the 4th quarter. Smith is out there with Thompson. And it's LeBron James. Then it's Mozgov. And it's Irving at the 1 spot. And there's a whistle. That's going to go on Timothy Mozgov. That's his first foul. And there's a whistle. That's going to go on Timothy Mozgov. That's foul number 2 for him.
Defensive foul.
Anthony with it. He's picked up by James.
That's his second personal foul.
To the left side wing.
Second team foul.
It's Carmelo Anthony on the wing. And he sinks the shot coming off the strong pick. Anthony's got the first basket as we get going in the 4th for the Knicks. Irving dishes to James. Yes, and it's Irving picking up the assist. 24 points for LeBron.
And another 3-pointer to their second half total.
Yeah, they caught that long-range bug at halftime, and it's been bombs away ever since.
And there's the call on James. Fourth quarter just getting started. 1 minute in the books. It's Anthony with the drive. Mozgov grabs the board. Mozgov's got his 5th rebound in this one. And James throws it down.
Gotta love this team's grit. After trailing early, they have fought all their way back here.
You know, they could have gotten down on themselves when they were down earlier, but I like the fact they never gave up, guys.
Anthony can't hit.
That's kind of a shocker. The defense was there, but it wasn't right in his face. Kind of out of character for him to miss those.
Smith, the pass to Thompson. Shoots off the step back. Cannot hit. Knicks trail by 3. Here's Anthony. And he lays it straight in. Anthony's got 4 this quarter.
You know, regardless of who starts the break, it seems like he's usually the one to finish it.
And that's because of how well he attacks the rim on the dead run.
Irving double team. Trying to find Smith. He's got it now. Here's Thompson. And the layup's good off the glass. Thompson's got the lead up to 3 now for Cleveland.
Now, it's hard to imagine them not running away with this game if they can continue to shoot the ball like they have been.
Steve, everything is falling for them this half, and they haven't had any empty possessions, scoring on every trip.
And Thompson sends it back. LeBron against Hardaway. The drive by James.
Well, he's so reliable when he gets in tight, guys, and that hoop there gives him a nice little cushion here late.
They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Sure could, Kev. I mean, too many empty trips. They need some points.
And Hardaway gets it to go.
And this game is really heated up. I didn't think it could get any more high scoring than it already was.
Well, there's always room for more offense, Steve. You know that.
A nice shot by Irving.
Excellent ball movement there, guys.
Yeah, I think that's what's keyed this run, Clark, because they're keeping the ball moving. Defense hasn't been able to set up.
Anthony. And it's Anthony again missing. Steps back and fires. And the Cavaliers getting another bucket right there.
Boy, they've been so sound offensively in the second half. I love the way they're playing.
Yeah, there's really no comparison in the shooting percentages between the teams since the break.
That's blocked. Oh, and here comes Smith all alone. LeBron kicks to Smith. James outside. And again, it's Cleveland. And guys, let's get your take on the hustle stats for Cleveland.
Contested shots and block shots. They're bread and butter defensively. They're giving up no easy look.
And another thing they're doing is really taking advantage of fast break opportunities, scoring some easy baskets.
The Cavaliers leading by 10.
The clock ticks down, and this is going to be a solid victory here for Cleveland.
And Clark, we got to see a display of offensive prowess in this one that got it done. High-scoring game.
Well, basket after basket, they were in attack mode all game long.
And in the win-loss column, tonight's game will push their record up to 54 wins on the year.
Well, you look back at this one, and what an amazing performance this has been for LeBron. It was the kind of game for him that all scorers dream of, where the basket just seems to be incredibly wide.
I like the offensive awareness to exploit that lack of coverage on that play.
Back to Irving. Clock at 6. Wing shot on the way. And he gets it to go. And the Cavaliers lead by 11.
A serious game-clinching run. They've taken off here. Impressive.
No backing off. What a surge at the right time. Not trying to rattle any rims or racks there. Just up and in with the finger roll.
James outside. Here's Mozgov. Back to LeBron. Missed. So we see the Cavaliers get the win here.